Namaste to all of you. Welcome to the Bhavan London's Short Takes with the Artist. Today I'm honored to have with me Srimati Rama Vaidyanathan, Bharatanatyam exponent, who was here at the Bhavan London to do a Bharatanatyam workshop and also to present her solo thematic performance Ratnagarbha. Ramaji, welcome and thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
I think to start off with, did dance choose you or did you choose dance? And why specifically Bharatanatyam? Like, how did that become your main?
I always feel that it is your actions that are always a result of what happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
And destiny, you can talk about destiny and all of that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's karma, it's what you do, it's, So I guess I was just gifted with some talent. In that manner, I think, yes, dance chose me. But I think what is more important is that my mother seeing that talent, honing it, getting me under a proper guru, getting me to learn it, and then me working towards it. I think that also plays a role. So I think possibly it's both.
Okay. Yeah, as you said, it's very important, like, to get that proper support, right, for whatever art form that you choose. And how did you happen to learn Bharatanatyam? Was it something you started learning, or did you choose it consciously? Or
South Indian house, you tend to go for a Bharatanatyam class, even though I was living in Delhi.
Right.
And but Yamini Amma, my teacher, was in Delhi, so that is how we started learning Bharatanatyam. And but that did not stop me from being exposed to a lot of other dance styles because I was living in Delhi. So I think that really honed my my thought process.
And you do a lot of solo thematic performances as well. So how do you go about choosing a particular theme? Like, how do you know that a particular theme is like deep enough for you to explore, and especially through the medium of dance, because it is challenging with dance?
So there are several thoughts and several ideas that come across you, as a dancer, as a choreographer. And then you sit with them, you dream with them, you kind of marinate with those thoughts and ideas. And if 5 or 6 thoughts come into your mind, I think just 1 or 2 really make it to the stage. So your question about how do I choose? I start nurturing these ideas and thoughts and start reading about them and researching them and talking to scholars about them.
Okay.
But the one that really matures into, the last stages of composing music and giving it movement and, actually physically executing. So that few of the thoughts only get there, which I think is okay, because if those thoughts ideas which I thought of developing did not develop, maybe they were not meant to be at that time, probably they would mature some other time.
Yeah, so basically the idea takes, like, it's like an organic process.
Yeah, I always say choreography is like delivering a baby because but the gestation period can last from 1 month to 5 years,
Right.
several years.
Yeah.
And try getting a baby out healthy before it has finished its term. You can't, right? Similarly, even in a choreography, it has to marinate, it has to sit inside you, and only then can you release it.
Yeah.
And also, let me tell you, once the term of the baby is over, try pushing it inside, keeping it inside, you can't do it.
Okay.
Right? So even in choreography, that creative idea has to be released. Those ideas for an artist, you have to release it. So there's nothing or nobody that can stop you.
Yeah, and after a point, I guess you don't even think about whether it is good enough or not good enough. It just has to be, expressed, I guess.
Yes.
And have there been any choreographies which you have done and taken till the last, but then it's not been shown yet because you felt like it, I don't know, like, has there any?
It does happen sometimes. Minor glitches, and then I wait and I don't take it to the stage till I'm really, really satisfied, and I have a strength of conviction of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it is correct. So it does take time, but then I do kind of stop short of presenting it, but eventually I do it. I
Okay.
do present it.
Okay. And you take a lot of inspiration from poetry and literature. How do you again choose a particular piece of poem or like a story? Like, is it about the imagery? Is it about the characters and how much you can play with them? Or is it about the lyrics? Like, what drives you the most?
Everything,
Mhm.
actually, but for me, I think one of the most important, uh, the most important criteria for choosing a poem
Mm.
is that it lends itself to dance, it lends itself to visual imagery,
Mm.
it lends itself to creating layers and layers of embroidery of different interpretations and different meanings.
Mm.
So I think that is what really that is the point that I always look for.
Mm. What you can embody the best through your medium is what you look for.
Absolutely.
And what poet have you enjoyed the most working with?
There are several.
Mhm.
In Tamil, I really enjoy working with Tirumandiram,
Mhm.
written by Tirumular.
Okay.
So it's an ancient text. And in Hindi, I like working a lot with Kabir and Mirabai and Ras Khan and Surdas.
Yes.
And in Sanskrit, I like working with Kalidas.
Okay.
And of course, Jayadeva.
Jayadeva is
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yes.
And as a dancer, what other art form inspires you or feeds into your art? Any other medium as such?
Yes, actually, all other dance forms, Indian dance forms,
Mm.
I get inspired by, even folk arts and folk dance. And painting inspires me a lot. Miniature paintings, music inspires me. But I think the biggest art that really inspires me is the art of God, is nature.
Wow.
You know, it's the way the tree sways, it's the way the peacock turns its neck, it's the way the dark clouds move, it's the way the rain comes down. So everything about nature inspires me.
Wow, that's amazing. And where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Like, as a dancer and a choreographer, at this stage in your career, what do you think for you is the most essential or the most important thing?
I think that, I have created several dance compositions that are original to me.
Mm.
I have created them from scratch, and they have been added to the Bharatanatyam repertoire, and several dancers across the world and India are performing those compositions. So for me, the joy is to share these creative children that I have produced. It's to share them with the rest of the world. So basically, that's where I see myself. I see myself adding to the Bharatanatyam repertoire in a very significant manner.
Okay, fantastic. Where do you see the future of Bharatanatyam itself, or classical arts to be more generic, in today's
Yeah.
world?
I'm an optimist.
Okay.
So I really see the arts, flourishing. More and more youngsters taking it up seriously. More and more avenues and vistas opening up for them. More opportunities opening. And whether it is solo work, or whether it is group work, whether it is traditional work, or whether it is creative work within the arts, I think there is a lot happening all across the world. So it is an exciting phase in dance.
Okay, fantastic. And as a closing thought, any advice to the younger artists who are practicing today?
Okay, younger artists, being patient is very important. And I think the most important thing also is to have the right attitude towards your dance. Remember that we are the small and the art is the big. The art is always bigger than the artist. So the minute we have that kind of a vision towards the art, like we are this small little ant and this art is this huge, beautiful thing that is overwhelming us, you know, that is when you will manifest that art within you in the best possible way. And this particular attitude that you have with your art, almost like the Jivatma and the Paramatma, almost like the soul and the divine consciousness, you know, that kind of a relationship if you have, I don't think you can ever go wrong with it.
Fabulous. I hope you all have enjoyed the short takes with Ramaji. Thank you so much for doing this again. Namaste.